Hello, I'm Minister William Edward Turner, and this is Winning at Marriage. Today we're going to be talking about communication. We're going to talk about 5 items in communication that can change your life. So get your pen and paper and write this down. First of all, we're going to be talking about holidays and the in-laws. Now, holidays, they come around, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, you got Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Easter, all these holidays, and sometimes one family member wants you to come over their house, another one over their house, and the whole thing is don't wait till the last minute to make those decisions. What you should do is at the beginning of the year say, hey, we're going here for Christmas, we're coming there for Thanksgiving, you're coming here for New Year's, however it's set out to be. The other item I want to tell you about is undivided attention. I found that undivided attention is one of the most fantastic things in building your relationship. Oftentimes you want to talk with your spouse, you want to give some information to your spouse, tell them about some things that are going on in your life. And sometimes we have spouses that are passive listeners. They listen to you partially, they don't hear all you say, and then you got to repeat it again. Or they listen to you just presuming, oh, this is what you mean, and they really haven't heard anything you said, so you have to repeat it again in a way, or you assume that they understood it, and you find out later they just assumed what you were talking about. And then you have those that are selective. They only hear the parts they like, they don't hear the other parts, they just kind of listen. So even if that's you, you may want to see about being a listener who gives their undivided attention. Cut off the TV, put down the cell phone, put down the laptop, put the drink or whatever you have in your hand out, the newspaper, everything, put it down and sit there and listen. Often listening is you don't judge, you just hear what's coming out first. Get an understanding of what's going on, and then you can make your comments. Sometimes comments are not needed, especially for us men. We always want to try to fix everything. But what we need to do sometimes is just listen, because that's all they wanted, was to air the situation. The other thing, which goes right into that, is debriefing. A daily debriefing is like when you come home after work. This is what I used to do. Come home after work, we would sit down on the steps or in the solarium, have some coffee or some juice, and we would just talk about our day. We'd talk about the things that went on our day, the people in our day, things that frustrated us. We'd just talk about all those different things. And what we would find is that it allowed us to release the day. Now, my main problem was not trying to fix what I would have did it this way, or I would have did it that way, those different kinds of things. And her problem was she didn't understand what I did. But the whole idea, we learned to listen to each other, and therefore it allowed us to get off that stuff from outside and allow us to become together as one and become the home team again. The other is have a marriage life plan. The marriage life plan is your plan where you're spreading out what you're going to do throughout the term of your marriage, or throughout your lifetime is what it is. So what you want to do is say what we're going to do in the next year. Maybe in the next year we're going to buy a car or buy a tree to put out in the yard, or whatever it may be, or 5 years down the road, 8 years down the road. How you plan on retiring, where you want to retire. Do you want a vacation home? Do you want to buy a condominium where you got timeshare? Do you want to do all these things? How many kids do you want to have? And also, when achieving those goals, how do you want to go about getting it? Does the husband pay all the bills or the wife pay all the bills, and then we save the other's money? Or do we pour into it jointly and say, okay, we're both going to put a certain percentage of our money aside to save for this big thing that we want to do? Maybe you want to go on a vacation to Hawaii or around the world. Whatever it is, you got to plan for it. Because if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So what you want to do is have your marriage life plan. The other thing that I love to talk about is no negative conversation and no demonstrations of anger. Now, when I first heard this, I said, wow, how can someone possibly do that? And then I was reminded, We do it every day at work. So at work, we find an easier, softer way to express that you really tick me off. So what we want to do at home is do the same thing. Sometimes it's just kind of like they're on the edge and we're on the edge. And so, but we take that time and find that way to say it without being negative, the way to not display our anger, the same thing like we do at work. But what we're doing is actually saying, I love you. I value you. You're important to me. Matter of fact, you're more important than the people at work because this is my home. When all else fails, when the work is gone, I still have to come home. So, no negative conversations and no demonstrations of anger have even further reaching consequences. First of all, it shows your children, it shows your sons how to react in situations where they're confronted and they get upset or it's upsetting, so that they don't end up on the news like we've seen quite a few children in the news, and then we're having riots and all those different types of things because they know how to handle themselves when they're upset because you set an example. The other thing is with your daughters. The daughters will be able to identify, hey, this guy has got a problem and I see it now, so I don't need to continue in this relationship because my mom and dad, they can handle situations a lot better than that. And I handle them that way because I learned it from them. So I don't see you doing that. So maybe you're not the type of person that I need to be involved with. So it gives them that discriminating mind. I'm often asked what marriage coaching is. Marriage coaching is a lot different from marriage counseling. Marriage coaching involves us partnering with you to achieve your specific marriage goals. Now, coaching is like any kind of coaching. Athletes, singers, dancers, Olympians, politicians, race car drivers, tennis players, swimmers, speakers all have coaches so that they can achieve their maximum potential 100% at every activity they do. Now, marriage coaching, GYI, God, You, and I, is about optimizing your gifts and skills that God has planted within you so that you're able to give 100% to the greatest adventure of your life, your marriage. Now, Marriage GYI is partnering with you to achieve the goals that you set down for your marriage. Now, if you're still not quite sure about marriage coaching, we have an opportunity where you can try it out for free. Home Team 1 is our free coaching group that focuses on God's fundamental principles for marriage success, maintaining that we mindset, setting down your marriage plan, and the Bible as standard, and communication. It happens every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you do is go to the home page at Winning at Marriage, GYI, and sign up. Press the button that says join the group. Join the group, sign up, and we'll see you Saturday at 9 a.m. We'll send you all the details and information. Thank you for watching. You have a wonderful day, and remember, Jesus is the one who makes us stronger.